Hi, this is Terry Lee again. I'm back. And this is video 4, I believe, in our Manila Folder Memory Saver series. Now, I wanted to remind you or tell you, if you're new to watching my YouTube videos, that with this particular tutorial, because it's a little bit more involved, you will get a PDF with all of the step-by-step instructions and also photos of the steps as they're being done. And if you're a member of the Facebook group, and the link to do that will be going across the bottom of your screen right now, and it's also in the text information below the video, underneath, right where the description starts. Just click on more and that will all open up, and then there's a link that you can go and sign up for the group. I'll be happy to see you there, and we have extras, and we help each other, and we have fun. So that's that. I just thought I would mention it because I'm not sure I mentioned it in the beginning. So now we are going to make folders C and D in this video. Of course, you know I have my little instructions over here. That's how you get your PDF. It's from it's from everything that I write down for the videos. So you'll have to excuse me this morning. I'm having a little bit of a voice issue, so I'm going to be slurping on my coffee. Did I slurp that time? I'm not sure. So another thing I want to mention is that in the beginning I had talked about using some coin envelopes, and if you don't have those, an idea to make them is to use the smaller business envelopes, and if you cut them, then you've got a little flap, and then you just glue the sides along here and along here to close it back up, and then all of a sudden you have like a small coin pocket. I could have mentioned that, I guess, later when we're doing that stuff, but it popped into my head last night and I wanted to mention it in case I forgot. Okay, now you guys are going to love folder C. You know why? Because it's exactly the same as folder A. There's only one difference. So just a quick overview. Folder A is a right tab folder. We folded it in half. Then we opened it to the inside, which is now the inside once we folded it in half. We cut a notch out in the middle by opening this up and just cutting a notch. Yes, this one's crooked. That's why it's not the one that we used in the tutorial. It is now an official spare. And then the other thing that we're going to do is in the first video, it's kind of hard to see, I'll bet. We cut this part, which we numbered them A1, A2, A3, and A4. And A3 had an inch cut off at the top of it to make it easier to access the folder. The only difference between this folder and folder C is where we cut C3. You'll notice it's farther down. And so I cut 3 inches off this time. So that means the paper that you put in to cover for when you, I need to trim that better. Oh, I wanted to mention as well, I decided to go ahead and trim these corners because I wasn't sure, you know, putting the paper on the back side, I wasn't sure I was going to make it all the way up to that corner. So I decided to go ahead and cut the paper instead of, you know, butting one paper up against the other. So on this I did make a mistake because it goes all the way out and it covers the inking. And don't forget to ink around your papers. That's one thing that I keep forgetting to do. You probably noticed that in an earlier video. I had to yank a couple papers off before it dried. So that's the only difference. We do still do the same thing on the front. We put the paper here before we glue anything, because that way with your pocket, you've got paper there already, because once we glue it, it's going to be hard to access. So what we're going to do on this one, all we're going to do actually on this one is just, since it's pretty much the same thing, I'm just going to go ahead. Yay, my glue came in. If you remember in earlier videos in this series, I kept griping about my my glue. Let's see, is this the way I want to do it? No, I want to glue it this way. Okay. Would we like some chit chat while I'm gluing? I don't know. I have nothing to talk about except for how much I like this project, and you guys are going to really like it too when you find out the twist at the end. There's a twist at the end. It's like a murder mystery. Well, not really. We're not murdering anything. You're not going to murder your folders, are you? You're going to get everything glued on the first try, and life is going to be good, and everything is going to be wonderful. You're going to have full glue. Yay, full gluage. You're not going to have any spider webs like I'm having here. I'm just going to flip this up and glue the sides. And that makes a pocket. Remember, with this memory keeper, that my intention was for my friend to be able to store letters that are in envelopes. So that's why we have all the longer pockets. Now, we're going to add some other stuff to it, but that's in a different video. Okay, so that's all we do. On the back of, I changed the ties, and I don't know if I mentioned this before, but remove the comments on putting the ties on the backs of the other ones that where we had written down glue tie, because we're going to glue them on the back of C and hold all of them shut instead of on the back of B and just holding A shut. Just a little side note. So on folder C, there's no glue, because D is our little sneak attack. So all you're going to do is glue the tie on, and then put the paper over it, and we're going to go over that later. But I just thought I'd mention to go ahead and write tie, T-I-E, tie, on the back on C4, so that we remember to glue our tie on that area. All right, folder C done. Ta-da! How do you like that? That was pretty quick, wasn't it? Was I talking fast enough? Okay, so folder D is going to be fun. It's going to be an expanding folder. So it's going to have these little accordion deals on either side so that you can pull the file forward and it will expand out. We're going to have to bone fold that a little bit better. All right, so I'm going to show you how to do this. This is where we need the center tabbed folder. And you're also going to need 2 of your scraps. Remember, I told you to save your scraps. So I took one of these. Oh, well, you don't have the scrap yet because we haven't cut this folder yet. Ha ha. Okay, let me get this situated here for a second, and I'm going to put you on pause. Okay, so where was I? I had a little bit of an interruption going on here. So anyway, we're going to make, this is going to be an expanding folder so that they can pull it out. Only it's going to be this way, actually. So they can pull it out, and it will open, and they can put a little bit bigger things in there. Okay? Or you, if you're not going to give it away to someone. So to make this part, you're going to need one centerfold file folder, and you're going to want it to be 5 3/4 inch wide, keeping the tab in the center. So we've done this before. On a center tab, if you're in the United States, and in most cases, depending, this is a letter sized, and I get them from Amazon. These are Amazon Basics, and I think it's $12 for 100 of them in a box, so it's a pretty good deal. Anyway, the tab on a center tab is 4 inches wide, so you can go. Mini P is acting up here. Mini Mr. Pen. It's actually me, but anyway. Okay, so there's 4 inches. Now, let me say this. Some people, when they have one of these type folders or pieces on their project, they don't like to put paper on it. They like to leave it like the manila folder, look, with it just inked. And so that's fine if that's what you want to do. But so when you're on this step, if you're not going to paper it, then you want to be very careful about making pencil marks, is all I'm going to say, so that you don't, mark up your work. So I'm going to make a little dot at 2, but we want to know the measurement down in here. So we're going to take the T-square. No, I haven't named the T-square. It's just a T-square. And you're going to go down to the bottom and make a little mark. Now, we're going to measure out 2 7/8 each way. So we're going to go, we're going to go 2 7/8 this way. And then we're going to go 2 7/8 this way. Make a little mark. Okay. Then we're going to put our ruler back where it belongs so we don't lose it. They have a tendency to run around. You put it in your paper trimmer. And I find it works better if you start from the folded end. So we're going to line up that little mark. And we're going to cut that off, which is where we get that scrap that I showed you that we didn't have yet. And line that one up. Make sure it's the side one and not accidentally the middle one. So now you have this other side scrap. So keep both of those. So now you have your centerpiece, just like on your table. So you have your centerpiece. It's hard to see manila on manila, so I'm trying to hold it up so you can see the shadow. Okay? And so we're going to use it this way. But this is the part where you ink your little brains out. So you go do that, and through the magic of video, ta-da! I will get another one out. As you can see, I'll be making 2 of these because I make one. I make one and then I have to make another. Okay. So now, if you're just going to ink it, then I would say you can go ahead and put these on after we make them. If you're going to paper it, don't put them on. We're just going to set them to the side after we make them. Okay? And I'll show you what we're going to do. You need a strip 2 inches wide and 7 inches long. Then you need to get out your scoreboard. Since this is so small, Getting out the little baby scoreboard. Oh, that I got it up off the floor that now had dog hair on it. Yummy. All right, so you're going to score every 1/2 inch. So you're going to go 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1 1/2. Okay. I must have been off a little bit cutting my 2 inches. That happens sometimes. All right, now if you remember from the accordion book video, we're just going to fold this way. We're going to flip it over, fold it that way. And then we're going to flip it over and fold it back this way. That's going to give you like a fan. Can you see it? Okay, so what I did is I inked the center. I'm not going to try to paper these, but I do want it to be inked. These two sides here you won't see. They'll be glued on the folder. So I'm going to get my ink here. And I'm just going to ink up here. Even if you're not going to paper it, it would probably look kind of nice if you did this. It's up to you. But these are very easy to make. So now I'm going to paper mine, so I'm not going to glue it down. But this is how you do it. You open it up. And you've got a flat side, a point, and a flat side. We'll call it a W. Okay? So this side is going to be glued to this side. This side is going to be glued to this side. So all you have to do is put your glue on this side, lay it down fairly close to the bottom, but not, let's say you're going to have your score lines on your manila folder on this side here. So let's say 1, 2, the second score line. So you've got your glue on here. You're going to lay it down on your second score line and line the edge of it up with the edge of your folder. Then put glue on this top part that's now flat. So then you're going to put glue on this, and then you're just going to lay it down like that. And then that will glue it to both sides. And then when you've got it glued, it will look like this. You got that? But I'm going to set mine aside since I'm not papering it. And guess what? That's the end of this video. Folders C and D, all done. Now, remember, if we're going to paper, because they're going to be able to see inside here. So for mine, and this is going to be removable from the rest of the this. Okay. So once we put our ties on and we put our paper on, and then this will be attached, but it'll be removable. So they're going to see all 4 sides. This side, you'll be able to see inside when they open it, as far as the accordion thing will open. So you're going to want to paper both the insides, and then we're going to paper the front. And we're going to go through like, you know, papering and assembling and all of that in another maybe 2 videos. I think it'll take another 2 videos. But once if you decide to leave yours like this and you put this in here, then you're almost done. You're 99% done with the construction. There's just a little bit more. And like I said, we're going to go through that in subsequent videos. So I will see you in the subsequent video. and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Bye bye. See you then.